Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the Sunday virtual service for the Journey Within Spiritualist Church. I'm Elizabeth Fracolosi, minister with the Journey Within, and today we have the absolute pleasure of having Rita Strauss Berkowitz with us today, who is the Reverend of Quincy Church up in Braintree. So we're really pleased to have her here today, and is also an amazing spirit artist who is known worldwide for drawing her portraits of loved ones from the higher side. She is also an author of Empowering Your Life with Angels and co-author of The Complete Idiot's Guide to Communicating with Spirits. Rita has both studied and taught at the Arthur Findlay College in Essex, England, as well as lectured and demonstrated in colleges, New Age centers, and spiritualist churches in the United States and Canada. And again, as an ordained minister in the Spiritualist Church and pastor of the First Spiritualist Church in Quincy. So if in the area in Massachusetts, please go have a visit. She is also, she has completed a Master of Science in Psychological Counseling as well. She offers private sittings, classes, and has trained many professional mediums. And please, she is featured in spirit.com and thebestpsychicmediums.com as well. And I know does beautiful, beautiful artwork, spirit art. And we begin today with our spiritual healing. Spiritual healing is normally laying on of hands in prayer to be used in conjunction with, never instead of, medical practice or advice. As we are meeting virtually, our healers that are present will be sending healing to all of you here and to those we are requesting prayers for. We are always grateful for our volunteer healers who are here with us today and for their dedication to, as healers, week in and week out, for all of you here. If you'd like to request healing for someone, please put their first name and last initial only for privacy in the chat box. These names will be forwarded to our healers for absentee healing. You may also call the church or email us if there is anyone during the course of the week you would like to request healing for, including pets, the planet, or global circumstances. Should you attend any of our other services during the week and you've already put the names in the chat box, you do not have to repeat putting the names in. I promise you they will be well taken care of for the week. We will open our healing with prayer, followed by a period of quiet meditation. If you'd like to participate in the healing, please now quiet yourself, focus on your breathing. As you inhale, feel yourself boosting your own immune system, igniting the inner healer within. So if you'll join me in prayer, I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from our minds and bodies and to restore us to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. Amen. As we gently come to the end of healing, we will continue to remember and pray for those who are suffering and who are in need of healing. Amen. It is now my pleasure to ask Reverend Rita Berkowitz to open the service with prayer, which will be followed by song.
Thank you. Good morning. Infinite Spirit, God of love and light, we ask that our guides and our loved ones come close and that we are open to receive all that the spirit world has to give. We ask that healing be sent to our country, to other parts of the world that are going through chaos right now, to all of those who are infirmed emotionally, physically, or spiritually. We ask that healing go to all of those who are incarcerated in institutions or in prisons of their own mind. We ask that healing go to the children because they are our future. Amen.
Now I'd like to ask Reverend Rita to please present this morning's address.
Thank you so much, and what a beautiful song. Good morning, and I hope you are all here and well and enjoying the absolute glorious weather that we are having outside today. We're all spiritualists. Some of you are coming into the Spiritualist church that haven't quite made the decision yet, but if you are here, chances are you've experienced grief in your life. And grief is a challenge. It really is. As spiritualists, we love to connect with the deceased loved ones. We love to bring their idiosyncrasies forward and what they look like and how they interacted with us and enjoy everything that we enjoyed with them when they were here on the earth plane. But what about those of us who are left behind? 2 years ago, I lost somebody very close to me. And when that happened, I started to look around and started to notice that everybody was grieving so differently. So differently. There's some people that could not stop crying. There were some people who just wanted to sit and let it in. There are some people who years later cannot let go of the tragedy. And on the other side, I, as a medium, kept getting messages, kept getting sounds, kept getting things that I knew with this person. And I was smiling. And I was joyous every time I could feel that person connect with me. And my husband said to me, maybe about a week ago, he said, I wish I had your way of dealing with death. And that's what spiritualism gives us. It gives us a way of dealing with the things that happen, the messages that we're given, the twinkles of an eye, the love that you feel. Allow yourself to experience that. As we walk through this process of grieving, we see so many that just stay in that moment. I have people very close to me that I have tried to help, family members that I have tried to help. I love the fact that my husband, who referred to himself as an atheist for so many years, cannot say that anymore, because since we had this loss, he now is hearing things that happen. We're having phenomena happen in my house, which is fantastic. Most people would run out of the house if they, experience it, but it brings me such joy. And now it brings him such joy. When we can open up and allow ourselves to receive what the spirit world has to give us. And one of the things I love most about the communication is the sense of humor does not die. The sense of humor is there. The sense of humor is something that they will come forward with. During the time that this happened, and it was my daughter, and she had said, when she passes, she wanted my husband and I to drive to a beautiful place. And my husband, as he loves cars, drives a Corvette convertible. And she said she wants the top off. She wants me to let go of the ashes as we're driving by some beautiful place. So we drove out to Western Massachusetts, and we're driving down this road where I knew there was a beautiful reservoir on either side of the road. And I said to my husband, good enough? He said, this is perfect. And I said, okay. And I opened the urn and I let the ashes fly, and they all flew back at my face. And I was covered with her ashes. And I started to laugh. I started to laugh because that's her way of showing me she's here. She was snarky when she was here, and she is snarky there. The personality does not die. The personality stays with us. And that personality is what comes in, which is just such a joy to experience as a medium. But for those people who are grieving, I want to say to you, you can do this too. A couple of months ago, there was a young woman who teaches a class and asked me to please come and talk to the people about grief. These were all mediums, and they needed to know just a little bit more about how we handle it. Grief can come in so many different ways. It doesn't just have to be from the passing of a person. When a relationship ends, we grieve. If we lose a job, we grieve. If we lose a place that we love to live for whatever reason, we grieve. Acknowledge that. When we can get in touch with those feelings, when we can go within and really experience what it is, then we can get past it. You'll never lose the person if that person is not here physically. One night, when before the phenomenon, let me rephrase that. One night when the phenomena had stopped for a while and then started again. And my daughter was obsessively punctual. So the time is always exact. So for 1 year and 3 quarters, it was Thursday night at 9:15, the sound would come on. And it lasted for about 18 minutes. And then came a Christmas party that was on a Thursday night that I wanted to attend with my friends. I missed the sound. The next week, nothing. Well, she was somebody that if she didn't like what I did, she would stop talking to me for a little while. So that didn't surprise me. But then one night in May, this past May, I'm walking up the stairs to go to bed. And I'm hearing the sound. And I said, oh my God, she's here. She's here. I can feel her. I can see her. I can hear her. She's here. And then I said to myself, is there something she's trying to get through to me? Is there a message that she wanted to get through to me? And I wasn't hearing anything. And I said, would you like a hug? And I could feel my daughter in my arms, even though she was on the higher side. I could feel her in my arms. I could feel that hug. That love was not gone. And since that Friday night, every Friday night at 9:27, it comes on. She slept with a white noise machine. And I would turn it on for her every night. And that's the sound that we hear. And it lasts for the same amount of time. And instead of saying, oh my God, I don't have my daughter, I said at that moment, oh my God, I'm feeling my daughter. I'm feeling her. She is here with me. I'm experiencing her. And I want to tell you that every one of you has the capability of doing this. Ask them. Talk to them. Allow yourself to feel them. I remember Joe at Janet's service when he got up and spoke, and he said, he raised his arms up and he said, talk to her. And I said, what a beautiful thing. Last night I saw Janet. It was great to hang out with her for a few minutes. It was wonderful to experience her. And I know she's here watching the service because she wouldn't miss it. We were very dear friends. And so I want to say to you, please, please, please know that your loved ones are here. As much as you like to get messages from the mediums, know that you can talk to them. Know that you can initiate the conversation. Know that you don't have to beg, oh, please show up, please show up, please show up, which is what some of the mediums do before we do our services, because we make sure people show up for us. But you yourself can talk to them. You yourself can experience them. I don't know about you, but I would say in the last little over 2 years, I must have lost about 14, 15 people. People are checking out for whatever reason. Let's hope they're doing the work on the higher side to bring peace to this earth, as some of us are doing here. I begin every time I start a new class of mediums. I always say to them, how many are accused of being too sensitive? And usually 95% of the group will raise their hand. And I always say to them, that sensitivity allows you to do the communication. The definition in the Spiritualist manual of what a medium is one who is so sensitive, they feel the vibrations from either side of life. I read very recently, it was one of those wonderful quotes on Facebook, and it basically said, those who were accused of being too sensitive are the ones who are going to heal the world right now. What an honor. What an honor we've been given to use those words from Spirit, to feel the closeness of our loved ones, to feel the closeness of those who guide us, and the joy of them, of always knowing that they are with us. So I'm going to end my talk with a very short reading of a poem that I know my dear friend Janet loved, and I love it also. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints of snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of the birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand by my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Reverend Rita. Just so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing from your heart that beautiful connection. Thank you.
Where it comes from.
Where it comes from. You can see the reactions. Just thank you.
Very well.
Now we make a hard left turn and change the energy a little bit, because we come time for our collection and announcements. There is a scan box for donations for your convenience, and we appreciate all donations, great and small. You may also send in a donation or visit the church website if you are so moved. Divine loving spirit, you have blessed us with our home. We ask you to bring us the means of keeping it alive and growing. We give thanks to all gifts, great and small. Amen. And for the rest of our announcements, we have online upcoming events and classes. I'm just going to mute Rita there for a moment as she is preparing for, I know, a beautiful presentation of spirit art. So we have July 24th, Conversing with Spirit with Laura Wooster. July 27th, Understanding the Medium's Mind with our Pastor Joe. And August 3rd, Blending with Pastor Joe. August 7th, Conversational Mediumship with Chad Seibert. August 9th, Psychic to Spirit with Christine Morgan. August 10th, The Easy Way to Interpret Any Dream with Kevin Tedeschi. August 11th, we have ordination ceremony, the ordination ceremony, and that will be online for our latest class of ministers. August 13th, Transmediumship series begins with Simone Key, and also How to Build the Foundation of Your Business with Sherry Dworkin-Smith. August 15th, Intuitive Readings Workshop with Simone Key. August 17th, Evidential Readings Workshop with Simone Key. And August 25th, Animal Communication and Guides with Lillian Steiner. In person at the Journey Within, if you're in the area, first and third Sundays of each month, mediumship development classes, all levels with Pastor Joe and guest tutors. And the next class is today on the 21st. August 9th to 11th, Working with Spirit platform demonstration workshop with Pamela Meredith and Dawn Pfeiffer. September 5th, demonstration of mediumship with John Holland and Joseph Scheel. And September 6th and 7th, sign, symbols, and images, understanding the language of spirit with John Holland and Joseph Scheel. Okay. So also, if you can, if you're in the area, please join us for Sunday morning live services at 10 a.m. concurrent with this service. We have fellowship after the service every week, coffee, tea, and small desserts, bagels, donuts, etc., if that tempts you to come in. Also, Wednesday nights at 7:30 Eastern Daylight at this point, is our Healing and Messages service. And also on tonight, and every Sunday evening is our 6:30 p.m. student service, where all our student mediums, student ministers and mediums, and those getting launched in that's their service. It's a beautiful service. Please join us if you are so moved, or if you can. We are constantly updating our website with new classes and events, so please look there for the most up-to-date information, journeywithin.org. And I'd like to take this moment to thank all the volunteers at this time, because through our volunteers, the journey and our community continue to thrive. And now we come time for our demonstration of mediumship. As a spiritualist church, we believe life is continuous, and through our demonstration of mediumship, we seek to reunite those here with those who've crossed over. So if you can take 90 to 100% of the evidence that is initially presented by Reverend Rita this morning, please raise your hand. If you'd like to test that so you can find where it is, it's under reactions. If you'd like to raise your hand, and also if you'd like to lower your hand as well, that's an important thing to do, because if the subsequent evidence, the rest of the evidence, begins not to fit, we would ask you to please lower your hand. So if you can take those initial pieces of evidence, but then not the next pieces, we'd lower your hand so we can find the recipient quickly. If several people can take the information, it will be up to Reverend Rita today to decide. It could be the sound of your voice, who she's drawn to. So, sometimes the evidence can be very similar for different people in spirit. So if you are invited to speak, please then unmute yourself and come in with voice. If there's a technical problem, the person that I've invited to speak, if you can't speak, please type in the chat box and we'll work it that way. We're putting the intention that we will have no technical problems this morning. We will now proceed the demonstration with song and the message prayer in preparation for Reverend Rita. I'd like you to think of your loved ones at this time, ask them to come close, and as Reverend Rita said, they are always with you. Ask them, they will come. Please join me in the message prayer, or actually, because Reverend Rita has already said that beautiful prayer, what we're going to do is move into the demonstration of mediumship. And because of the way Rita is presenting it, it may be easier if some of you, if you're on a computer, if you go to view and you click on speaker view, when she's speaking, you would be able to see her spirit art more clearly. And so now I would like to invite Reverend Rita to present our mediumship this morning?
Good morning again. As I'm doing this, you can see me a little now. Hello. But as I'm doing this, you're going to see the pad and you're going to see the drawing appear on the pad. And I want you to, if you understand 90% of it, if you recognize the drawing of the person, say, and you know exactly who it is, then raise your hand and we'll work it out and we'll make sure that the message goes to the right person. Okay? So firstly, I have a woman that's coming in from the spirit side of life. And as I'm seeing her, she's a smaller woman. Her hair is darker. It feels like the hair is just to the bottom of the ear. It's got a little bit of wave to it. I feel like this woman was not a particularly tall woman. I'm going to go over here. You can still see the pad. Yes. Yes. Are we all? Am I in your way? No.
No, we
Plus
can.
shadow on it. Okay. I'll stay over here. Her eyes were dark. Slightly larger eyelid. She's not elderly. She's mature, but not elderly. As she's showing herself, I always tell people vanity does not die, so they sometimes show themselves when they looked good. I am seeing some darkness around the eyes. Slightly smaller nose. I'm always fascinated by what they want me to emphasize when I'm drawing. As I'm feeling her, I'm feeling like she was smaller in stature. She's got this cute little smile on her face right now. As she appeared to me before, I was feeling some pain on the right side of my body. I have to say she was a lovely woman when she was here on the earth plane. And her height was small. She was not overly thin, definitely not heavy set, but not overly thin. And the hair was dark, a little bit of wave to it. I feel she had a gentle personality. There was a warmth to her, a caring in her. Her clothes feel to me to be conservative. I feel like if I was with her and I came into her house, I would get a gentle hug and a little kiss. So it's everything is very soft and gentle with this woman. For her size, she was a little bit fuller on top. She's letting me feel that. I don't want to go into too much detail in the drawing, but that's what she's making me feel. Does somebody recognize this lady?
We have no hands up as yet.
Okay, I will keep going then. That's my job, right? Okay, so as I'm feeling her, I feel like she was probably in her early 60s when she passed on. I feel like I'm going to straighten this up a little bit so you could see it a little bit better. She was in her early 60s when she passed on. She, I'm feeling, I felt the pain on the right side. I'm also feeling difficulty swallowing. And again, a lovely, lovely, lovely woman. Nobody knows this lovely lady.
There has been a request if you can raise the picture up a little bit. Some people can't see part of it. I don't know what's going on with their computers. And we do have Caroline has raised her hand. So we have Caroline. Caroline,
Okay.
will unmute, please.
Hi, good morning, Rita. Thank you so
Good
much
morning.
for coming and presenting. And I understand a lot. However, this beautiful lady was not fuller on the top, and she passed in her late 70s. But she looks so much like that. She was small, wavy, dark hair, eyes just like that.
I'm feeling you got it. It's like I was waiting to hear your voice and waiting to you got it. If I got the age and as I say, vanity does not die. They sometimes present themselves to just a little younger. I don't feel she was a vain woman, but she was. But that that is something that happens because if you think of the mental picture you have in your head and you walk over to the mirror and say, when did I start to look like that? Which we could all recognize, those of us who are a little bit more mature, but you recognize everything else that I'm talking about. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And as I'm experiencing it, boy, does she love you.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I just
so
felt
much.
like I have to tell you, as I was experiencing this, I felt like she came behind me and hugged me. And, and that in itself is a slightly unusual thing because normally people will come to the front of you, but I feel like she just came behind me and squeezed me. And so that was really wonderful. So she's giving that to you. So Caroline, can I hear your voice one more time, honey?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. So as I'm experiencing her, she's talking to you. It feels like I'm typing away. I'm typing away like I have to get something done. I have to get something finished, something that I'm working on. And I want to say to you, she's encouraging you. The sense that I'm getting is that there's times that you move forward and then come to a stop because you don't feel you're good enough, worthy enough, whatever it happens to be. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Caroline. What were you saying?
Oh, yes, I absolutely understand that way too well.
Okay, so she's coming behind, again, she's coming behind you, which is an unusual feeling as I'm doing this work. She's coming behind you, and she wants you to know that she's right there encouraging you. We kids from Brooklyn, Elizabeth and I were talking about that. We're both Brooklynites. We kids from Brooklyn have an expression, I got your back. Okay. And so as I'm feeling her, I feel like she's coming around to the back of you, almost like a warm sweater in a winter day being put over your shoulders. And that's how it feels like to me, which is gorgeous, So know that she's with you, know that she's encouraging you, know that she wants to be with you, and that she will help you get through this process, even if it's late at night.
Thank you. That
Okay.
is so beautiful. And I just really appreciate that message.
Okay, you're
Thank you.
very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so
Okay.
much, Rita.
And if I don't know if you could take a screenshot of this.
Yes, I can, and I'm going to. Let me
Okay,
grab
so let's
my
do that real fast.
phone.
You have
Yeah,
the picture. Got it?
got it. Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take her off the pad. And I have now, thank you so much, Caroline. I have a young man that's coming in, and as I'm feeling him, I always say I have hairdo guides. They always show me what the hair looks like. So I'm feeling like his hair is a little bit to the side, but it's a little spiky. So he liked to have a little bit of fashion with him. I don't feel like his clothes were fashionable, but I do feel like he wanted to have an au courant hairdo. Yes, he's really into the hair. And as I'm seeing him, he's a younger man. The eyebrows are fuller. I like his personality. I feel like he was a lot of fun to be with, even though there were times he might have gotten into a little bit of trouble. Okay, so I feel like he wasn't necessarily conventionally well behaved, but yet he's a really good guy. I feel like his heart was good, that he gave, he felt with his heart, and that's what was important about him. I used the term before when I was doing the lecture, snarky. I feel like he could be snarky too, which is a wonderful, quick with the comeback and sort of shut you up in the process. So I feel that very definitely with him. His face had nice cheekbones. Keeps telling me his nose was straight, don't put any bumps in it. And he's making it very straight, which is, again, something that's a little bit more unusual. Got a smirk on his face. We do like those smirks when they come in. And again, that's part of the personality. Lips are moderately full, nice chin, slightly longer face. ears were just a little bit more dominant. He wants me to bring the hair onto his face a little bit more. He said he hasn't started losing hair yet. Interesting, he said yet, so I guess he expects to. And I'm feeling a t-shirt on him. Darker in color. I feel like his passing happened suddenly and tragically. So I'm feeling that this was some kind of an accident. It wasn't supposed to happen. He's letting me know it wasn't supposed to happen. Okay. As I'm experiencing him, I'm feeling that there is a sense of, it feels like whatever happened happened at night because I'm feeling like it's dark. I'm feeling that as I'm experiencing him, it feels like I have to say accident. I feel that whatever happened, I'm feeling some strange sensations in my back. I'm feeling that as I'm experiencing him, that he would be the kind of person to give you a good, slap on the back, in being funny. So his sense of humor was something that was very prevalent, something that was very forward for him. As I'm experiencing him, he's coming in very closely. I feel like this may be the son to somebody who is here. Okay, we have somebody, Karen Joe just raised her hand. You got it, Karen? Can I hear you?
Hi, Rita. Good morning.
Good morning. You understand what I was saying? Yes?
Most of what you're saying, yes.
Okay. And I have to say, if you were with this guy, you'd be having a good time. He's a lot of fun. You understand?
Yes.
And that as I'm feeling him, I'm feeling that he could tease you a lot. You understand that also?
Oh, yes.
Because I feel like I want to come over and sort of play with you in a way that's going to get you to almost like I want to, okay, go go away from me right now. I'm doing something. So there's this sense of, he didn't overly think about what it was that you might be doing. If he wanted attention from you, he was going to do something to get it. You understand that also?
Very much so, yes.
Okay. Coming in with so much love. So much love. He's making me feel, you're a good cook, aren't you?
Not me, no.
Okay, okay. I am, let me tell you what I'm experiencing. I feel like I'm cutting carrots. And when you cut carrots, or at least when I cut carrots, the smell of the carrots, we don't normally think of carrots smelling a certain way, but the smell of the carrots are something that always makes me want to like steal some and throw them in my mouth while I'm doing the preparation.
Okay.
And this is bringing that up to me. So I want you to think on that one because it's a very specific thing of cutting the carrots and they're peeled, which I don't usually do. So they're peeled. And he's showing that to me. And he's showing that, I'm not quite sure what he's trying to get across here, but that when you are doing something like that, he still will come in and lovingly interrupt you and play with you. Like when he wanted attention, and that was it. You understand?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Coming in with so much love, so much caring, and okay. He's telling you to watch where you're walking. And the sensation that I am getting with this is that there was something this week. I hope it's not coming up. I hope it's past. Something this week where you stepped on a rock and your ankle turned a little bit. Do you understand that at all?
It happens all the time.
Okay, so he's bringing that to you as a confirmation to say that he is there with you. And he just wants you to know how much he loves you. And he never meant to leave early.
Thank you.
Okay, God bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I do think the carrots are relevant.
Okay.
I had just recently picked some up. I'm trying to eat healthier, and they're sitting there and they're already peeled. And
Okay.
he also
You know
was
what to
known
do
for
now?
his sense of smell.
Okay,
So
because he's talking about the carrots. I mean,
eat the
I
carrots.
have to say, I've been doing this for almost 40 years, and I don't usually talk about carrots.
Yep, they're definitely
So
relevant.
the fact that that came up and that you have them, and he specifically showed me peeled carrots.
Yes, they are peeled.
Okay, so time to eat them.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Rita.
Okay, and with that, I'm going to leave you with his love and the blessings of spirit. God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, time.
It is, thank you so much, Reverend Rita.
Okay,
We are coming to the end of our service, so we will give you a few moments to shift gears so you can present us with the closing prayer, if you would.
okay, absolutely. So let me come over here so we can see me. So I'm now talking to you. And I will say, Infinite Spirit God of love and light, we give thanks. Thanks for the knowledge that our loved ones do not go away. They do not disappear. They are not somewhere over the rainbow. They are right here with us. We give thanks for the messages that come through continuously, whether through a medium or directly to yourself. We give thanks. So as you go in love, go in peace, go in joy, stay safe. God bless you all. Amen.
I would like to thank once again Reverend Rita Berkowitz for an absolutely beautiful service. Thank you all for all your lovely messages in the chat box. And it was
Beautiful.
Rita Jones, We Could Be Kind. Someone had asked about that music. So thank you so very much, Rita, for your lovely
My
gift
pleasure.
and the gift of your voice in the address. Thank you so much. So everybody have a beautiful rest of your day and take care of each other. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.